Before, good morning, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Danis Rodriguez, Commissioner of the New York City Department of Transportation. Before I get into the detail of this project, I want to call to come and say if you are the person who is overseeing all the operation at DOT, the 6 operation unit, from traffic, roadway, sidewalk, planning, ferry, who also is the person that I lead the management of this agency, who started as an intern at DOT, who moved to be a Manhattan Borough Commissioner, but now is the first ever commissioner. Margaret, for you, and I would like for you to come and say a few words.
Thank you, Commissioner. It's a pleasure to be here today. This is a beautiful example of the work that DOT does. So this is a place that all of us used to traverse constantly. It was once open to traffic, and then years ago we took it out of circulation. It became one of our premier bike share stations that's one of the best used in the whole city. And then slowly, working with our wonderful partners at the Grand Central Partnership, we evolved it into our plaza program, and then we're very proud to have built this plaza out permanently. So it's wonderful to be here today and to showcase this great example of the good work we're doing. Thank you all.
Thank you, Margaret. This is my second stop, and today I do the commissioner in your borough. So when I took this agency in February 2022, in January, the first thing that I did was create few offices that I wanted to make the difference at the agency. One was about reinforcing the office of MWBE. So I took the agency with 11% of MWBE, and in 3 years and 5 months with the support of Mayor Eric and Michael Garner, the MWBE at DOT is at 37%. We also created the Office of Connecting the Agency with Immigrants Community, and Jose Reyes is one of the person there. And I also created a director for Summit Street and Car Free of Day, Kenny Plasencia, who is there too. And as you know, those of you who live here at Park Avenue, and Gil, on the Bloomberg and Janet, a lot of things started. From Tax Street used to be three Saturday, from Brooklyn Bridge to 79. Well, it was a great start from Janet as a DOT commissioner, but we took it further as we want future commissioner to take what we are doing further in the future years. So Summit Street that we'll be going through Park Avenue doesn't stop at 79 anymore. It goes to 125th in Harlem, and it goes through the 5 boroughs. But this plaza, again, is great. It's a great public space, and we will be sharing some detail. But again, I'm stopping here as part of the commission in your borough every 5 months. I come back to the same borough, meeting with elected official, community board. This morning I started with the Natural History Museum, where we have more than 75 representatives of museums and cultural institutions, where we started discussing how the cultural institution can bring the activation to our street, to our public spaces. This is my second stop again here with great partners. You hear from great 2 leaders in Manhattan, in the city, Gabriel and Powers, and other friends from the Grand Central Terminal. What we are celebrating today is more than constructing a plaza. It's about reimagining how we use our street. In these 3 years and 5 months under this administration, we have built 1.5 million square feet of pedestrian space. So this is, yes, another expansion of what we are doing. No other city in the United States is doing that. As we have built 85 miles of protected bike lane in 3 years and 5 months, in non-previous administration, the city has built 85 miles in a 3-year, 5-month period. So this is the type of thing that DOT take it so seriously, and the team from public space in order they're doing a great job. With this final phase completed here, we have transformed over 22,000 square feet of what used to be roadway into true public plaza. It's a space that welcomes pedestrians, support local businesses, and give people room to breathe in one of the busy parts of the city. The city board also last year welcomed 67 million visitors. So those visitors and New Yorkers, they're looking for public space where they can enjoy what we have. This plaza was built in 2 phases, Pershing Square West and now Pershing Square East, with a total investment of $16.7 million. DDC managed the construction, Eric, great job, and we'll hear from DDC in a few minutes, and DEP also were great partners as we rebuild this plaza. The new Pershing Square is at a 10,000 square feet of space right here between 41st and 42nd Street. It includes 18 tables and chairs, city bike station. A big thank you to those who are responsible to manage our city bike. Last year, we also had 226 million bike trips in the city compared to 98 million that we have in 2009. So the city is looking for move around in car, buses, train, but also biking is another way on how New Yorkers are moving, and we are responsible to build the infrastructure, not on 1975, but the infrastructure of 2075. The city also has made important infrastructure upgrade, nearly 300 feet of new water and storm sewer lines, 4 new catch basins, and improved drainage to help make this space more resilient. What made this project even more special is that it was one of the first public space investment funded by the East Midtown Governing Group after the East Midtown rezoning. I know that Dangarani played a role at the time, as also now we have the great council members and leader of this borough in Manhattan, Power. They recognized how important it was to turn this area into real community space, and we are proud to help deliver on that vision. This all started more than a decade ago. Yes, New Yorkers will say, why it takes so long? Well, yes, imagine how we get all the utility services in New York City. Everything is on the ground. So when DOT or DDC or contractor, they take any project, they found so many cables that they've been in this area more than 100 years ago. So there's a lot of work that it takes from contractor, agency, DDC, DEP, DOT to develop projects as we are doing it today. The work, again, they started with, again, Dangarani, some point, Community Board 5. Today, thank you to NYC Plaza program, the East Midtown Governing Group, is permanent. 1 minute en español, because that's my native language. Hoy estamos aquí celebrando lo que es el proyecto de la Plaza Pública. Hoy le estamos dando a la ciudad de Nueva York uno de los lugares, Park Avenue, entre la 41 y la 42, en la parte este. Ya habíamos hecho la parte oeste, donde buscamos darle a los neoyorquinos que vivimos aquí 8.6 de millones, a los visitantes que el año pasado fueron 67 millones de visitantes, la oportunidad de ellos venir a disfrutar en espacio público. El espacio público provee 18 mesas y sillas, espacio para city bike, en una ciudad donde el año pasado nosotros tuvimos 226 millones de viajes en bicicleta. El neoyorquino, si el visitante busca moverse en la ciudad, en carro, en autobuses, en trenes, pero también en bicicleta, y es por eso que nosotros, como estamos terminando esta plaza, también estamos construyendo infraestructura para garantizar el movimiento seguro y eficiente de todos los que caminan, montan en bicicleta y andan en vehículos. With that, now let's hear from DDC First Deputy Commissioner Eric McFarlane, and then we will hear from our great friend, Councilman Eric.
Gracias, comisario. Thank you, DOT, DEP, elected official, community board, community leaders who are here celebrating the completion of this beautiful pedestrian area New Yorkers can enjoy just in time for the summer. I am Eric McFarlane, First Deputy Commissioner for the Department of Design and Construction. We manage about design and construction management for about $33 billion worth of portfolio, and this includes plazas like this one in Times Square and this magnificent plaza here at Pershing Square. It took years to build, as Commissioner Rodriguez mentioned, the $16.7 million plaza. And the reason for that, if you look at the pictures that were over here, all the underground utilities, that's electric, gas, I believe there's steam over here, telephone, and including water main and sewers, were all upgraded. And the reason for it is that we don't want anybody to come in the next 50 years, dig up this place to repair anything. So we have all new stuff on the ground. All right. And as Commissioner Rodriguez mentioned, it was built in two phases: the west side and the east, and now the east side is wrapping up. In addition to that, I don't think we added wayfinding signage, new pedestrian signal, upgraded street light and traffic lights. As you can see, as I mentioned in the photo already, right? This was a lot of work, but we are so excited that people can use this plaza, which will provide a calming space that visitors will enjoy for years to come. I wish to congratulate the DDC team who worked hard to bring this plaza to life, our in-house staff, our consultant, AGR, and mostly our construction contractor, MFM, and our city partners, obviously, who collaborated with us very effectively, and the community here. So thank you, everyone, and have a nice day.
Thank you, brother. Now let's hear from Councilmember Power and Councilmember Brewer, whatever order you want to come.
Good afternoon. Nice to see everyone, and this is exciting as we continue to open up new spaces here in East Midtown. For folks who know the history here, we're investing in new pedestrian spaces over the last few years as a result of this big ticket rezoning that happened here just a few years ago. My colleague Gail Brewer as borough president, my predecessor Dan Garodnick, and many others helped spearhead this process to kind of reimagine East Midtown, but frankly also, importantly, with our friend Fred Cerullo, made sure that these public spaces also got the money and investment that they deserve. And since then, we have been continuing to deploy resources to make sure that these great pedestrian spaces can exist in the first place. And I will promise you this, in just a few minutes when we all leave here and New Yorkers start using this and this is activated, people will not even remember there was a street here. They will think this was here for 50 years or 60 years, and this has always been the way it goes, and they will start to enjoy having extra space here, not only just for our city bikes here, but for the dining and for the pedestrians that come by. So I'm really excited to be part of this. These projects happen with a lot of people who make them responsible. I want to start by a friend and a partner in crime here in this Midtown, our friend Fred Cerullo, who is the absolute best in the business, for continuing to champion this and nudge agencies and us to make sure things get done. Thank you to the Department of Transportation, to Commissioner Rodriguez, to my friend, former now Commissioner Pinkar. He left us. To DDC, to my colleagues. It's exciting to have new space. My office is just down the block, so we'll be out here as well on a nice, beautiful day. Thank you to the amazing agencies. Thank you to the elected officials for making this happen. Let's do a lot more of spaces like this all throughout Midtown. Thanks so much.
Let's hear from someone that for me is the best role model of public service. Not only someone that raised 30 kids from foster care, like it means a lot, but also someone who decided, she challenged me because when she ran for borough president, I was supporting another candidate. I will have it. Like 2 months before, Gail Brewer took the street, and she showed what it was, being a council member, being a borough office, and now not many elected officials think about from Manhattan borough president is usually how can I move higher. Well, she decided to be a public service, saying, I want to be back a council member Gail Brewer.
Thank you, Commissioner. I don't like Brooklyn, Bronx, Staten Island, and Queens. I love Manhattan. That's why I stay right here. But thank you very much to Commissioner and to all of the DOT, yes. But Ed Pinkar now has to deal with Fifth Avenue, so he's going to make it beautiful. And thank you, Margaret Forgione, and the entire DOT staff. I was borough president. That's the only way I was here. And I remember Fred Cerullo and all of the discussions going on. And to see this beautiful plaza as a result, it wasn't easy, as DDC Commissioner said. But you know what? I hate prime colors. I love this matches this. And it's so beautiful. I mean, from every aspect of this public plaza, it'll not only be used, it'll be talked about on Instagram and TikTok. and places where people want to go. And so I'm just here to say, after all the discussions and all of the work that was also part of what the commissioner mentioned with Dan Garodnick and me when we planned the East Midtown, which Councilmember Powers now represents, all of that was part of this discussion, and how we can put more money into public realm, which is one of the aspects of East Midtown rezoning. That's a great rezoning, if I may say so. Some of the other ones, I don't know, but that was great. Congratulations to everybody, and I know it'll be well used, and it could be a model for how to do other public plazas. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Gail. And we were here now from Fred Zarulo, walking here. Great leader.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner. This is really such an exciting day for us. So I just want to begin by saying, on behalf of the chair of the Grand Central Partnership, Peter Calico's building is right there, and we're in the shadow of 101 Park, and the entire board of the Grand Central Partnership. This is really a spectacular day for us. And I say that because it's not just special, it's really a profound realization of a vision that the Grand Central Partnership has had for 40 years. I brought a copy of a master plan that was created in 1987 when this bid was first being created. And there's actual renderings and diagrams of the vision of a restaurant under the viaduct and public spaces on both sides. But despite all of that hope and vision and advocacy, it really became a reality when our partners in government stepped forward and said, we want to make this happen too. It could not have happened without them. I think business improvement districts, for those of you who know them, know they are the best example of public-private partnerships. We couldn't do what we do without them. So I just want to say and pay tribute to our city partners, DOT particularly, Commissioner Rodriguez, First Deputy Commissioner Forgione, my new colleague north of us on Fifth Avenue in the bid world, but former Manhattan Borough Commissioner Ed Pinkar, our friends at DDC who come out in numbers and strength every single meeting we've had in the field, in the rain, in the snow, and of course our friends at DEP who don't have the sexiest work. We don't see all of their accomplishments, but it's there and it's for us to enjoy in a way we don't even realize. So this is wonderful. In a way, I want to pay tribute to both sides of the plazas. We never did a formal ribbon cutting on Pershing Square West, but today not only is to celebrate Pershing Square East and its completion and the fact that no one here is being bothered by all of this activity. They're sitting, they're eating, they're drinking, they're having a great time. But it's also a celebration of Pershing Square West. Midtown East has been starving for public space since its existence, and the results of Midtown East rezoning at the time under the leadership of our then borough president Gail Brewer, our former councilman Dan Garodnick, and currently our borough president Mark Levine and our amazing councilman Keith Powers. This is something for everyone, those who live, work, and play here, to enjoy, and we're thrilled to be the hosts of this amazing place, bringing activations and music and beautification to Midtown East. So we look forward to continuing to work with you on new and other projects, and we thank you all for being here today.
Thank you. And all the plaza in New York City from DOT have a person in charge. And Emily is the person who oversees from the beginning to the end when it came to the plaza. So thank you, Emily, for the great job also at DOT. So now we're ready for the ribbon cutting, and then we can take any questions.
Right in front of the camera. In front of the camera. Okay. Good. This is better. Louis, back up a little bit more. More. This way. No, that way. Go. Okay. Good. Yeah.